Welcome to the Mind Solution podcast with Sarah Maud. The Mind Solution podcast is for leaders like you who are passionate about well-being in the workplace because you understand that a strong, resilient and happy workforce is the key to your organisation's success. The Mind Solution podcast is here to help you. So join us every week where we'll share with you powerful insights, strategies and know-how to ensure that your people and your organisation are truly thriving from the inside out. Welcome to another episode from the Mind Solution podcast. My name is Sarah Maud, and in today's podcast I'm going to share with you something which we invite managers as part of our online management mental health training to reflect on when it comes to their behaviour. Now, there are a number of campaigns run around mental health in the workplace. So, for example, in the UK, we have It's Time to Talk and campaigns about it's okay not to be okay. And these campaigns are designed to get people in the workplace talking about well-being, talking about mental health, asking for help, stepping forward, speaking to managers and letting managers know if they're not okay. However, in order for any employee to be able to feel that they can say that they're not okay, then something needs to happen within that individual first. In fact, before any of us can speak out about anything which is deeply personal, then we need to experience something internally. And this something is what we invite managers to reflect on when it comes to their behaviour. And that something is we need to feel safe. Now, feeling safe is what we are driven to experience 24/7. So we might operate in the 21st century, but our internal programming is still very primal. And our survival response, which is also known as the freeze, fight and flight response, is designed to keep us safe. And it doesn't matter whether we're shopping for a new sofa or you're in a cafe with a friend, the brain is scanning the environment, constantly assessing, am I safe? Am I safe? Or is there a threat to life? Now, when we don't feel safe, that's when we trigger the freeze, fight and flight response. When the brain mobilizes us to take action to either fight the predator or run away from it, or in fact stay very still. And although we don't have any of these kind of threats to life that we used to, we don't have these old saber-toothed tigers prowling the streets, we still get triggered by this survival response. In fact, science tells us that about 70% of people are living in the hormones of stress, are living in that survival response. That we're triggering this freeze, fight and flight response all day, every day. We're like pinball machines getting triggered in response to deadlines, to targets, to arguments with our children, with our partner, to any number of things. So therefore, in order for our employees to speak out and say that I'm not okay, that I'm struggling, that I'm experiencing some challenges with my mental well-being, and to be able to ask for help, then we need to make sure that our employees feel safe, to know that they can trust us. So therefore, when it comes to our managers and our managers' behaviour, then one of the key things that we invite managers to reflect on is what is it that they're doing, or perhaps what are they not doing that sends out the right signals, that lets their people know that they are safe. What is it that they are consistently doing that creates that sense of safety at that really unconscious level? So we invite our managers on our management mental health training to really reflect on what they're doing. So for example, if we think about speaking out about something that's emotional, that's personal, that effectively makes us feel vulnerable. And feeling vulnerable can be an unsafe thing for a lot of people. As managers, if we're sending out the signal consistently that, you know what, we've got life all taken care of, that we don't have any issues, that we've got everything in control, that we're taking life in our stride, that we've got our ducks lined up, then actually we may be sending out the wrong signal to our employees. Employees might actually feel unsafe speaking to their manager and making themselves vulnerable because actually they may worry that their manager's going to judge them because they haven't got everything under control. They might worry about being judged because they're having an emotional wobble, that things are maybe just falling apart a little bit. And behaviour is quite often manager-led. So we invite our managers to reflect on what behaviours they're sending out, that they're demonstrating, that let their team know that they're human. Because we all have wobbles. We are emotional beings and we were designed to have fluctuating emotions. That's what makes us human and not robots. So we invite our managers to reflect on, are they prepared to be vulnerable? Are they prepared to share with their colleagues, with their team members, that maybe actually they haven't got everything all sewn up? That actually maybe they're struggling, maybe they're going through a rough patch, maybe they're feeling the strain, maybe they're experiencing some stress in their life. Because when we're prepared as managers to be vulnerable ourselves, we actually send out really positive signals to the team that it's okay not to be okay, that it's okay to have a wobble. It makes us more human. It makes us more approachable. Now, we don't have to stay in that wobble, and in fact our employee wellbeing portal gives people a whole host of resources to set them away from that wobble, to put them back on the right track, so to speak. But another example, if we think about behaviour and our managers' behaviour, is also inviting managers to reflect on how present they are. When somebody picks up the phone to them and says, you know what, I really need 5 minutes of your time. Or if they were to knock on the door or put their head around the door and ask for our time, that they need to talk to us. Just again, what are the signals that we're sending out as a manager? How present are we? Are we distracted by our phone? Are we distracted by our emails? Now, if we consider that the mind operates about 95 to 99% of the time unconsciously, we have to be really mindful that if we're not sending out the right signals that we're present, that that person's got our full attention, then our colleague, that other individual, will be picking that up at an unconscious level because we're always collating data from the environment. So if we know that we haven't got the full attention of somebody that we're speaking to, then we might internalize that as we're not valued, that we don't really matter. And it might be that this individual, this employee, has spent weeks, potentially months, building up to speaking out to their manager, only to find that actually the signals that they're getting aren't conducive, aren't going to make them feel safe. So these are just some of the signals, some of the things that we invite our managers to reflect on, to make sure that we are sending out the right signals that let our people know that they are safe, that they can trust us. So you can reflect on those, reflect on what it is as a manager you are consistently doing, maybe what you're not doing, or maybe what you need to start doing that sends out that message. And for more information about our management and mental health training program, do get in touch with us at www.themindsolution.com.